I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Without a doubt, the most intelligent, enlightening motion picture experience of a lifetime. G'day, mate. I laughed till I stopped. A movie filled with actors, scenery, and talking. See it with someone who knows how to get to the theater.
Dance to the beat of a different drummer boy.
Provocative, compelling, and other big words.
I got worms.
Movies come and go, but this one's here right now. Dumb and Dumber. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, December 16th.
Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is another review for CinemaFan97, a Patreon review. Thank you so much for that. If anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, you do so either by joining my Patreon or sending requests directly via my PayPal. Links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you. But the review for today is Dumb and Dumber from 1994, which is a classic. I do enjoy this film. I would definitely say this is my top 5 favorite Jim Carrey films. My favorite is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, but I do really enjoy this movie. It's still a rather fun film. And watch it again makes me hate the second film even more, because I ranted on Dumb and Dumber 2. I stand by it, because that film felt mean-spirited. More gross-out humor, more desperate gross-out gags. Farrelly brothers losing their touch. Here, Lloyd and Harry are not mean-spirited people in this. They're not mean people in this. Once in a while, they're misguided, and the stupidity is more clever. For example, when Jim Carrey's leaving and he sees a newspaper on the wall that says "Man lands on the moon," and he's like, "No way, can't believe it. We landed on the moon." That was fun. It was stupidity based on, like, they're smart to a certain extent, yet completely stupid. Like the very first scene, he knows the country of Austria, but yet he doesn't, because he says, "Oh, you're from Austria, okay. Today, mate, let's have another shrimp on the Barbie." So really, he knows Australia and the way stereotypical they talk, but he doesn't know the difference. In the sequel, they be so stupid they don't know what the fuck a country is. That's kind of like how someone did a video about Homer from The Simpsons, about how he was dumb, but he knew a couple things, but when he gets so dumb he can't even remember his own name. That's when they're taking it too far. That's one of the various reasons why Dumb and Dumber 2 didn't work. But here, it's funny because of the way with words and how these stupid people think. Not just an onslaught of just repetitive, boring, ooh, yeah, they're gross, so I guess automatically that's funny gags in Dumb and Dumber 2. Oh, the woman, Jim Carrey's hand gets stuck in a woman and it pulls out and there's dust because it's an old woman, so her pussy is old and dusty. Or wasn't there something that with Jeff Daniels that they put something for him to imagine, and something about peanut butter and a dog? I can barely remember that fucking movie. But this, it's simple stuff. Like Lloyd, Jim Carrey's character, drives a limo and picks up this lady. So why are you going to airport? Gonna fly somewhere? Or Jim Carrey grabs the briefcase, they get home, Jeff Daniels has been fired, Lloyd's been fired. They leave looking for jobs, they come back, and these bad guys are looking for the briefcase, and they leave a warning, this parakeet Jeff Daniels kept. They killed it. But Jeff Daniels goes, his head fell off. What? Yeah, he was pretty old. That's what makes it funny, is the direction their mind takes. And the few times they did that in the sequel. Like, to me, the funniest joke in the second film is they have the piece of mail given to them and they drive all around and they come back. Oh my God, you look like your mother. And then she takes him and goes, that's the return address. This is the sender address. That seemed like a joke that would be in this movie. What Farrelly Brothers did, they looked at the scene, which to me, I think it's the worst one. I know a lot of people like this scene. I never did. It's the scene where, much later on, the diarrhea scene. Jim Carrey sees that Jeff Daniels is going on with a girl he likes, so he drops some stuff so that he gets the runs. And Jeff Daniels is sitting on the toilet shitting for like 5 minutes. I never found that scene funny. Honestly, anytime that scene came up, I fast forwarded. I don't need to see Jeff Daniels taking a shit for 5 minutes. But I know there were people who liked it, so Farrelly Brothers took that and tried to make 85 scenes that try to one-up that. I really do feel that was the case. And to me, no. The film does not work because of that stupid fucking scene. I'm sorry, I don't like the scene. I think it's stupid. I think it takes me out of the movie for 5 minutes if I have to fast forward through it. That's why I don't like the extended cut. The extended cut just adds in stupid shit. I prefer the theatrical cut, and sadly, the theatrical cut is not on Blu-ray. Only the extended cut. Just like Friday, only the extended cut of Friday is on Blu-ray, not the theatrical cut. And those are two instances of comedies where the theatrical cut, in my opinion, are better. Because the new scenes, they don't add. Hell, to me, they distract. I don't need to see more of the fucking sea bass spitting into the burger. I don't need to see a scene where, I think this was that where Jim Carrey talks about with Jeff Daniels in the hot tub, how if you're a lady, I'd fucking bend you over and I'd fucking fuck you. It's like, I don't need to see this shit. This was cut out for a reason. So fuck the extended cut. I think the extended cut sucks. Put the theatrical cut on fucking Blu-ray. God damn. But I mean, what makes the film work to me is the chemistry between Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey in his prime, when he's started with success. He's at Ace Ventura, and then the same year, didn't he have Batman Forever? This one, Batman Forever, and what was the third one? Was it The Mask? Yeah, The Mask. And then he had Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls after this. All very successful films. And he worked very well with Jeff Daniels. They bounced off each other perfectly with their chemistry. Jeff Daniels held his own. It was different to see Jeff Daniels in a very unique role. Because I remember him from Arachnophobia, which I love. Very different role compared to this. And it's the verbiage. Where Jim Carrey wants to go to Aspen. And then Jeff Daniels goes, I don't know, Lloyd. The French are assholes. I mean, you have moments like they're trying to eat at a cafe. You spilled the salt. Put some on your left shoulder. And then Jeff Daniels just throws the whole thing. What the hell? Kick his ass, sea bass. You have the scene with Harlan Williams, the cop. Give me that beer, you pumpkin pie hair-cutted freak. And yeah, that's a gross out humor, but that one I thought was done. I didn't mind the way that was done. Maybe because I didn't mind Harlan Williams in the scene. And some of the lines he said. I just, like, that's one I could deal with more than the fucking diarrhea scene later. You have this, they pick up this guy, Mike Starr, who's the guy who's trying to hunt them down. Mike Starr has been a lot of stuff. He was in Mad Dog and Glory. He was in a little bit of Black Dynamite. He was in this other film I saw recently, but I can't remember what the hell it is now. But he's been in a lot of stuff. And of course Jim Carrey does the, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Or, you can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. You can't triple stamp a double stamp, Lloyd. Of course, my Starr getting fed up. But here's what I'm talking about, that they're not mean or mean-spirited like in the second one. Here's a perfect example. My Starr gives them a bad prank with the hot peppers. And then our two characters use the ketchup and mustard to cool it down. So in retaliation, they put peppers in his burger. Now, when he goes to the ground, they laugh. But they laugh for like 10 seconds. And then what do? They get serious. They go, hey, you okay, man? It was just a joke. It was just a goof. Then when he says pills, they start either trying to do CPR on him or try to find the pills. Now look at the second film. They do a joke where a fucking hotel room gets blown up and a guy's on fire, runs out, falls into a pool, and they're just still laughing about it. No morals. Jim Carrey's character especially seemed more of a dickhead and mean in the second film compared to this one. So maybe did even the same people write the fucking movie? I don't understand it. Your creators, like, they see stuff differently than the fans do. Because I know I wasn't the only one that felt that way. So it's where, like, the creators who wrote and directed the shit see it one way, but the public will see it a different way. I don't get it. I think it's one of those things that in a sequel they felt they had to go bigger, they had to go more harsh, they had to go more over the top, they had to go more. which was the wrong fucking decision. Instead of concentrating more on the verbiage that worked, like they're driving, hey, the Rocky Mountains aren't very rocky. Yeah, that John Denver was full of shit, man. Or when they arrive in Aspen, look at the buns on that. And then Jim Carrey looks, yeah, he must work out. Like, not at the girl, but he's talking about the guy. Or they try to figure out, like, who's the girl's name to call? Slippy, Swappy, Swanson? What's on the suitcase? Samsonite. I was way off. Of course, much earlier on when they stop at the gas station and Jeff Daniels, Steve's? They yours? Yeah. Both of them? I'm not going to go through every single gag. Either you've seen Dumb and Dumber or you should see Dumb and Dumber. Again, while there's certain... I don't like the extended cut because I don't think the new footage adds much of anything to it. I think it detracts, honestly. I wish the theatrical cut was on Blu-ray. I don't care for certain gags like the diarrhea gag, but for the most part I still found it rather funny. I thought the two actors worked well off each other. The ending was kind of sweet, where they had the busload of girls that they're looking for two guys to massage them. You're just in luck. There's a town 5 miles that way. And then Jim Carrey goes, what have you done? Do you know what you've done? I'm sorry, my friend's a little slow. The town is bad that way. I'm laughing just thinking about it. And that's what makes the film work. Is for the most part, they're dumb, but they're not trying to hurt anybody. Or they're... The ones who suffer the most are pretty much themselves. And then the sequel, they just try to redo shit. They try to do the fucking fantasy scene again, where Jim Carrey fights. In here, he fights the guy, rips the heart out, puts in the bag, doggy bag. They try to do that in the sequel, but try to one-up it, and they fail. They try to have a fucking love triangle again, where Lloyd likes a girl, then Harry likes a girl. Only this case, it's a different love, where they... Well, in this movie, it was that. In the sequel, it was a different kind of love, where one thinks it's his kid, and the other thinks it's her kid. I mean, one thinks it's his kid, and the other thinks it's his kid. So in this, it's two people trying to be the lovers. The sequel is two people trying to be the father. It's like, okay, you're just repeating shit, regurgitating gags, or just, again, trying to do 85 diarrhea type scenes amped up. But now look at what made this film a success. These two people being likable, being funny, having energy and creativity. And I'm sorry, looking good. They looked a bit old and creaky in the second one. I'm sorry. That's why sometimes sequels made that many years later maybe should not be made. You call me superficial all you want. I guarantee you some of you thought the same way. Like, wow, they're now looking too great. Sorry. And then this felt more good-natured. This felt more fun. And that's what this is. It's a fun film. It's a fun movie. It's still a fun movie. I still think it's one of Jim Carrey's best films. I still think him and Jeff Daniels worked fantastic together. It still holds up to me. Even the trailer is cool. Which, funny enough, there's stuff in the trailer that's cut out that's not even in the extended cut. Like the bit where you watch the trailer and the bit that goes, I got an idea. Drive faster. I don't remember that scene in the extended cut. But that it was funny enough to put in the trailer. If it was in the extended cut, I missed it. But the trailer was clever where it gave dictionary definitions of idiot and stupid, and I thought that was a fun way of doing the trailer. Again, a bit creative with that. Which they don't really do creative trailers nowadays. But yeah, Dumb and Dumber works very well, in my opinion. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care. I'm hesitating because I would say this is the Farrelly Brothers' best movie. I really would. I don't mind Kingpin for what it is. I've never been a fan of There's Something About Mary. I always thought it was overrated. I liked Me, Myself, and Irene. Shallow Hal is actually another review. I rewatched that again, and it's like, okay, it's not as awful as I remember, but yeah, it is not as bad as I remember. It's like, yeah. The one with Matt Damon, I remember being shitty though. Stuck on You or something. I think the Farrelly Brothers have lost their talent a long time ago. That's just my opinion. But thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.